Our next stop is going to be Verona, and we are actually already here. We're only going to be here a night, so we're going to try to pack in as many sites as we can this afternoon and in the morning. So we are headed out now. All right, Shannon's over here taking pictures. We have made it to the
Giusti Garden.
Giusti Garden, because I didn't
Giardino Giusti.
Yeah, because we didn't get enough garden action yesterday, so we decided the first place we would stop would be this garden. So let's check it out. A couple of lonely turtles down here, longing for some fresh water, I'd say. Attempt to say this name of this garden. We just finished in the Giardino Giusti Gardens. We were about to go walk through the palace. They did have a storm recently. It looks like they are doing some work on the grounds. It's still worth a look. They did apparently have a storm that knocked some trees down, and it knocked over some of the shrubberies and things, but it's still worth coming, and you get spectacular views of the city from the upper elevations of the garden. So we're going to go check out the palace now and see what it has to offer, and we'll check back in a second. Finished the museum portion of the gardens here. My tour guide is going over the map to decide where we go to next, and she's sitting next to what I can only assume is a huge piece of petrified wood, but I read Italian even worse than I speak Italian. So as soon as she decides where we're going, we're taking off. No, I'm gonna leave my glasses on. I'm an old man. So we didn't make it to our next destination that Shannon was looking at on the map, the Roman ruins. So we're...
The Roman theater.
My bad.
They are ruined.
Yeah, they look pretty bad. The Roman theater. So now we're crossing across the bridge that was used to get to...
I think it's to St. Peter's Castle.
St. Peter's Castle. We're going to try to make it there tomorrow. We're slowly running out of daylight, and it's almost aperitivo time, and we skipped lunch today and had a bag of trail mix. So we're going to go aperitivo and have dinner and pick back up tomorrow. We only have about a half a day in the morning, so we're going to try to see the rest of the major attractions here in Verona. On our way to aperitivo, we walked by the Duomo, and it happened to be open. We're sitting on the steps now, and so we stopped in. We saw an open door, and we took it and shot some video inside. We're going to take a look at that now while we're on our walk towards aperitivo time. And this little dog is not happy. From beautiful Verona, Italy. We have about 3 hours or so before we have to check out of our hotel, so we're going to try to squeeze in as many of the sites that we didn't get to yesterday. We had breakfast at the hotel this morning, and we headed over to what I believe is called the Arsenal. We're about to cross the bridge now into that area, and then we're going to try to get over to, what's the...
Castel San Pietro? Maybe?
Maybe.
I think that's what it is.
We're going to try to get over to, you said,
Castel San Pietro.
and we get to ride a funicular up the
Funicular.
hill. We don't have to walk. That's the most important thing, up the hill to see it. We've done a lot of walking this trip. So we're going to go check out the Arsenal, so come along with us. Made it over here to the Arsenal, and as you can tell by the scene behind me, there appears to be work in progress on it. So we did run across a cool little...
Lavori in corso.
Which in English means...
Work in progress.
Yeah, work in progress. So they do have a little farmer's market over here. I think we're going to stroll through there and see what we can find, and then on to the next site for the day. All these bridges have significant historical value to the city as far as how you got in and in from outlying areas. We unfortunately have not done the research on all of those. Can you see my sidekick peeping over my shoulder back there? We have not done that history, so I will, once we get home, I will add all that information to the description in this video. So if you want to find out more about the bridges and things, check down there for links, and I'll try to drop Google map pins as well. We are standing outside of
Chiesa San Nicolo, di San Nicolo.
and we ran out of time before we had to check out of our hotel. We ran out of time. We couldn't get over to the funicular and the castle gardens
Yet.
so we're going to check out of our hotel. They're going to hold our luggage for a few hours, they said last night, and then we're going to run over to which church?
San Pietro.
And ride the funicular up and view their grounds and the inside of the church. We had a slight change in our plans. We made it to the castle, not the church, and instead of taking the funicular, we took the steps. So we're taking a little break right here at this kind of lookout point that looks out over the city, and then we're going to walk on up the trail here and see what the the castle has to offer.
And if you look behind us, there's actually whitewater rafting that you can do while you're here as well.
Update the castle, right?
Castle de San Pietro.
It's closed.
If it's ever open. We couldn't find any information.
Yeah, all those steps
Not for nothing.
for pretty views. All right, we got to walk back down. Okay, going down was way easier than going up. Shannon found us a sandwich shop on the other side of town, so we're going to walk along the river, grab a bite to eat before we head back to the hotel and grab our luggage and head back to Bologna. We have made it back to Bologna on the train. We left Verona this afternoon. We managed to squeeze on a train that was running about 20 minutes late, so we were able to get a ticket. We are staying at the Airport Bologna Hotel. Our flight leaves really early in the morning. I think it boards at like 5:50. So we stayed here tonight. We had dinner in the restaurant downstairs. It wasn't bad for a restaurant or hotel restaurant. It wasn't bad at all. So we have to get on the shuttle in the morning around 4:20, I believe. So we're gonna get settled in, get into bed. Two things I wanted to point out. One is we had one of the best sandwiches that we've had on this trip in Verona, and I'm going to put a link to the little restaurant. Gusto was the name of it, I believe. Gusto. I'll put a link to the Google map or Yelp review down below, but it was excellent. We just looked it up on a whim. We were trying to grab lunch before we left the city, and it was really worth the 20-minute walk that it took to get back across Verona. And another shout out to the Hotel Juliet and Romeo, I believe. It's right behind the Coliseum. We were really happy with that. The room was not super large, but you're not coming here to sit in your room. But it was perfect for what we needed to be able to see the sights that we saw in Verona. It's right in the center, like I said, it's like 50 yards from the Colosseum there in Verona. So it was really centrally located and perfect for us to be able to get out and see all the sights that we saw. So for now, goodbye from Italy, and we will see you back in the U.S.
For landing, please ensure that your seat back is upright, your tables are folded away, and the window shades are completely open. Thank you.